it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. This week we're in between Memorial Days, if you will. Last Thursday was Yom HaShoah, the day when the Holocaust was memorialized, one of the most horrific experiences in Jewish history. This Thursday we'll be celebrating Yom HaTzmaut, the day of Israel's independence, and it's a delightful celebration. It's a fulfillment of the Zionist dream, and certainly as Christian Zionists we can celebrate with our Jewish brothers and sisters over this fulfillment of this dream. And yet the dream is not fully intact. There are those within Israel and the Jewish community that have questions about the fulfillment of that dream ultimately. For example, as we speak, in the settlement town of Bethel, I say settlement, it's been there for several years. Some of my dearest friends live in Bethel. They are active in support of Israel and fulfilling, once again, the Zionist dream. Bethel, as you may remember, was visited by Abraham when he first came into the Promised Land and sacrificed there his grandson and Jacob. And when he was on his way to get a wife, he stopped there, he slept there, and in a dream he saw angels descending and ascending on a ladder, and he saw Yahweh at the top of the ladder. And Yahweh reiterated to him his covenant promise that he'd made to Abraham, restating to him the land that he had promised would indeed be his. So that promise remains intact, I should say. The validity of that promise has not ceased. It will be accomplished fully. But there are those within Israel itself, unfortunately, that really don't take this seriously. For example, the Minister of Defense, Ehud Barak, in the Netanyahu administration, has said this settlement should be dismantled, discontinued. And actually, he was the one that allowed it, as I understand the history of this. But he said it should be discontinued. Whereas the Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Strategic Affairs, Moshe Ya'alon, has said this: the evacuation of the Ulpana neighborhood, that's where this settlement is, the Ulpana neighborhood in the West Bank, settlement of Bethel, would lead to a coalition crisis and may result in the government's dissolution. So there's a serious disagreement there as to what's going to be done with that settlement in the very heartland of the Promised Land. And I say the very heartland because the West Bank is biblical Judean Samaria. I would say to you, there's a very appropriate answer to this. It's not original with me. God has said it. God has decreed it in the covenants that he has made with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their descendants. And those covenant promises have not been annulled. They've not been done away with. They've not been abrogated. They will be accomplished. Jesus himself said that the law and the prophets will be fully accomplished. He's made himself the guarantor of that. So that's what's going to happen. But in the meantime, what's going to happen among the Israelis themselves? My suggestion would be, and I believe strongly, that if they would accept what God has said and act on it, it would indeed go well with them. In the meantime, we pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you be secure. May there be peace within your walls and security within your citadels. For the sake of my family and friends, I will say peace be within you. For the sake of the house of Yahweh our God, I will seek your prosperity. Till next week, Od Ki Yavo Shiloh, till Messiah comes, Shalom Aleichem.